And we're on. You're gonna start?
We're rolling? Hey guys, so this is David Ostercy. I'm in New Dorp Beach, Staten Island, and we're talking to Steve and Nicole Chatty. Nicole, what happened on October 29th, 2012?
Go through the day.
Encapsulate, yeah.
Encapsulate. I wasn't leaving. I refused to leave my home because we all know how everybody makes such a big deal about storms. And we went through it with Irene, and of course we didn't get nearly a quarter as much damage. But thanks to my husband, who saved our lives, he made me, my mother, and my daughter go to my brother's house. And he came back here to run the generator and the pumps and try and save our home. And about 5:45, 6 o'clock that night, I tried to call him and I couldn't get him on the phone. And I called him back and he was in the shower. And he said, I was in the shower, I'm going down to check, the pumps, making sure the water table doesn't rise and stuff like that. And I tried to call him again, I couldn't get him. And then I tried to call him again and I was getting nervous. And about 6:15, he called me that he was in the Kmart parking lot, which is about a mile up. And I heard it in his voice. I said, are you okay? And he said, it's over. And I said, what do you mean it's over? And he said, it's over. He says, I was running with the dog, the water was coming in. And by the time he got to my brother's house, I saw him from the waist down. He was completely soaking wet. My dog was soaking wet. She was actually losing traction. That's how fast the water was coming in. And he wound up carrying her, and we didn't sleep much that night. And we came back the next day and walked in through all the mud and raw sewage and ocean water, and he had to break down the door. And when he broke down the door, I always laughed at those girls that screamed on the movies. And when I saw my home, I screamed like one of those little girls. And we lost everything.
So, Steve, you're in the house when the storm was here and you made your family leave. A lot of people that I spoke to stayed because Irene was no big deal, and a lot of people left and there was no damage to their homes, so they figured, I'm going to ride this one out, no big deal. What was going through your mind when you're in the house and the water's rising and this is done, I got to get out of here?
I actually didn't have that chance to think about that. All I know, after I came out of the shower, I was watching the news. It was about 6:30, something like that. I went outside, I looked, there's no water on the street. It was a drizzle at that point. I walked down to the basement to see if there's any water underneath. Any water table was rising. Nothing. And then I heard the noise. As I'm downstairs, I was downstairs, I heard the noise. I couldn't recognize it. As I turned my head, I saw 2 feet of water shooting right across in front of my face, to the backyard, not even coming down the stairs.
Oh, I'm sorry. Pause. Something happened here. I apologize.
It's all right.
Very unusual.
These are the short versions. When we do this later on, it's going to be from soup to nuts.
Oh, yeah.
The long version. This is just going to be.
This is just to get it out.
This is just to put it out wherever I can, for everybody to see that.
So many stories.
This is just starting. The rebuilding is just starting. Because I talk to people in New York, who are like, why don't these people just move on? What's the big deal? They got some water, and I'm like, no, you don't understand.
You don't get the picture.
You don't understand it. Yeah. And then I thought the people out in California who they're like, Hurricane Sandy? What? That was a year ago. What are you talking about?
All right, we're rolling. I still got you. Just I got my own technical things to deal with. If you could just start again, ask him the question and let him answer.
5:45. You went downstairs.
Yeah.
So you went downstairs. You showered. And you see 2 feet of water coming.
in a matter of 2 seconds. Like I said, you know, the front door and the basement door, they're not even 25 feet apart. As I came out of the house, I went downstairs, there was no water underneath. As I'm checking, you know, to see that there's no water, I hear a noise behind me. When I turn, I see 2 feet of water shooting right across, you know, from the shooting right across to the side yard. I really panicked. I never expected something like that to happen. I walked up, start running back to the house. I see the water already coming down, you know, the block. It was like a mini tsunami at first. I came inside, I grabbed the dog, we started running out, I left everything open, I left everything on. I didn't have time to do anything. As I was leaving, the phone was ringing. It was my buddy Joe across the street. He was calling me on the answering machine is picking up, and I hear him, Steve, you better get out, you better get out. The water is coming fast. I couldn't turn around. I didn't have enough time to turn around to get the phone. I just started jetting out. As I'm running, the water's coming behind me. It's like just the wave is getting higher and higher.
Higher.
Of course, my heart sunk. My head was spinning. I never experienced anything like that. I never got scared like that in my life before. As I'm running up, I had the car parked on the other side. I knew it was over. I knew it was over. In 2 seconds, that much water came, and that was only, like I said, 6:30, 7 o'clock. And they're talking about the peak of the storm was 8:30, 9 o'clock. I knew it was over.
2 hours before the peak.
2 hours before the peak.
Thank you.
That's when I pulled up to I drove as fast as I could. That's when I called her and I told her, babe, it's over. Whatever we have, I don't think it's going to be there by tomorrow.
So you lost everything. We're sitting in your home right now. It's completely gutted, and there's no rebuilding. You know, you got red carded, and the entire home has to come down.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have the money to rebuild?
We have money, but we don't have enough money to go up to, what we need to do as far as FEMA and all that.
Why is
asking
that?
us.
The
Why is that?
The NFIP failed us. National Flood Program failed us. We put out for a $250,000 coverage. We paid that coverage each year. We didn't pay half of it. We paid the full, and they didn't come back as full value. They came back as a total loss, but they didn't give us the full value. So not only did we spend whatever cushioning we had on savings, you walk out with the clothes on your back, you have a child. Maybe I could wear the same underwear 3 times, but I can't do that to my child. So we had to spend everything that we had, plus the volunteers and people like Donna bringing clothes in and stuff for us. It was just, for the first month, I want to say we were basically in shock and not realizing that our government, after all this time, is not helping us. We did the right thing. We paid our taxes, Oz. We did everything we had to do. We know we're close to the beach. We had flood insurance. We had homeowners insurance. We took pride in our home. We took pride in our American dream. And it's destroyed, unfortunately. And there's no one out there to help us.
How does that make you feel?
It sickens me. It sickens me that I can't bring my 8-year-old home. That's the part that sickens me more than anything. If it was just me and Steve, we can live in a tent somewhere, let's face it, but this is a little girl who I just wanted to have stability in her life, and we worked really, really hard to get where we were. And the thing that kills me the most is that I can't bring her home. And when she tells me now, and we read in her journal, that her life now is miserable, it's unlivable for her, she can't understand. I'm on the phone all the time. I'm constantly on the computer. I have to tell her, Mia, Mommy can't play with you right now. Mommy can't do your homework with you right now. Mommy can't even hug you right now because I have to send out an email and make another call and sign up for another program. I filled out for so many programs for my family, and no one has gotten back to us. No one.
Oz, we're running very low on battery. On yours, do you have another? Okay. Keep going.
So, what is it that you need? What do you really need?
I need my government to step up and give me what I was promised from the beginning, what I was entitled to from the beginning. If they would have given us the $250,000, we wouldn't be sitting here with you right now. Maybe you'd be sitting in my office with me trying to help other people get home. But other than that, we would have been rebuilt. We would have been back home. But because they failed us, now we have to put ourselves in even more debt. And all the programs that are out there, and oh, your top priority, I'm tired of hearing them top priority. They need to get off their asses and they need to do something.
Thank you.
If it was up to me, I would have got my family back already. But because of the insurances and because of what's coming, what's still yet to come, we survived the storm.
That's
But
it.
now we're not going to be able to survive the government and FEMA and their insurance policies and all that. If it was up to me, I would spend whatever money we had to spend to put this home back together. But I know we're going to walk away from it because we're not going to be able to afford all the insurances, all the big waves that are still coming from the government. You know?
The Bigger Waters Act is what's going to kill us. That is going to kill us because it's anywhere between $10,000 and $30,000 for insurance
Per year.
If you
per
stay
year.
below
If you
the flood
stay,
elevation,
if you
the
stay
flood
where you
level.
are, we can't stay where we are because of the damage that's downstairs. So if I have to rebuild, I have to go up high to avoid that. We worked our entire lives. And we may only be in our 40s, but we worked in our entire lives to get where we are, to give our child a better future. And now her future is in limbo.
30 seconds.
We're good.
I figured.
We're good.